So I was just talking to someone, in regards to Dogecoin dropping, and a lot of people getting a little nervous and scared and all that good stuff. And I really don't care.
At end of the road, turn left onto
So
RT58.
that leads me into the number one most important factor in investing. It's not the amount that you invest, and I feel like it's not really even what you're investing in, as long as it's somewhat solid. But I would say the number one most important factor in investment of any sort is exactly what is under all of our noses. It's time. Time is the most important factor in investing. I can pretty much guarantee you that someone holding Tesla stock from 2013 is much happier than you holding Tesla stock from yesterday. And I can pretty much guarantee that anyone holding Apple stock from 1998 is probably much happier and much more well off than you are if you had bought Apple yesterday. And this is the same reason people who bought Dogecoin last year probably do not care that Dogecoin dropped like 30%, over the weekend or more. I don't know. I don't care, because I bought it months ago and whatever. So, time. Now, that also leads me into why I'm not a huge fan of trading. I have considered myself a trader at certain points in my life, and yes, you can make money doing it, but it's a lot more stress than I want in my life personally. And not to mention, every time you hit that sell button, you're basically making yourself liable for capital gains tax. So I hope you're really, 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 really good at what you do for having to tack on all that capital gains at the end of whatever year. Because all I know is if you hold, you owe nothing until you sell. So you could skate by for years making gains upon gains upon gains upon gains and not pay a single dime in taxes on that. But if you're sitting there trading, every time you make a gain, capital gains, capital gains, capital gains, you're just never going to make any money. You're never going to get high. It's like you're at that point, you're not really using your money. You're behind the ball, in my opinion. So basically you got Roth IRA, 401k, all that works because you're literally just adding money. They never sell. It's like you're just adding to it, accumulation. And just the longer you're holding, the better off you are. So that to me is the most important factor in investing, time. That is exactly what investing means. You're investing now for the benefit later. And honestly, if people were making all sorts of crazy money with investing in something and then basically making money tomorrow, I mean, everyone would be doing it, and they're just not. It's just not the way. So basically, so that's my thoughts. I am definitely what you would call a hodler, a holder, whatever. I buy something and I am looking to just sit on it for as long as I can hold out selling, because I am making myself more powerful the longer I hold. And if I sell, now I'm resetting the time. I'm starting basically from scratch. So I just don't like doing that. And if I get a new investment idea, guess what? I am not going to sell something to purchase my new idea. That's just not how I work. What I'm going to do is work harder, make more real, actualized money in the real world, and then I'm going to start funneling that into my new idea. And then guess what? If that succeeds, maybe I'll even forget about my old idea. And that's even better, because the more I can forget about it, the better and easier it is going to be to put more time into that investment. And, and then one day I'll magically remember it and then go check on it, and I'll be like, not too shabby. Not too shabby. Even like the scariest investments I've had, like I put like I don't put as much money into one basket as I used to. So I used to take like anything and everything I could afford and put it all into one basket. I've learned that that's not worth it, because it's like obviously more risky, and obviously in the short term I can definitely expect losses. So I used to do that sort of stuff, and it would dip and dip and dip. And then, it's funny, eventually I just gave in or whatever, took my money out at a loss. And then 12 years later, I'd look back on what I could have done. And it's like, oh, see, if I just waited 12 years, then everything would have been okay. In fact, I'd probably be much better off than I am. So, yeah, so it could even take a decade. But time is the most important thing. And, obviously there's other factors that are less important, but time. So you put your money into something, you know what? Stop looking at it the day you buy it. Just stop. Just buy it. Don't even, it's gone. Poof, gone. Forget about it. Look at it in a year.
Keep right onto US 44 AV.
Honestly, I'm going through like a little health journey right now. And
keep right.
Basically you're like kind of trying to lose weight, so you're looking at the scale every day, and that's like your weight goes up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, and you get like super hyper focused on it. Well, guess what? I don't do that really anymore. I've said this in other videos, but instead I go by my waist size and my shirt size, and I try not to step on the scale. And I actually had someone message me the other day, and they're like, oh, how much do you weigh now? And I'm like, actually, I don't know. I used to be a range of like 200 to 220 pounds, and I know what my weight had gone down, so I was like ballparking it. I'm like, I think probably around 163. So guess what? I stepped on the scale last night, and I couldn't believe my eyes. 153 pounds. Like, what? I didn't even think I was like capable of that. So basically I've lost like close to 50 pounds. Like, probably all in my stomach. Can you imagine taking a 50-pound weight from the gym and like putting that in your stomach on top of all your organs? Like, what? No wonder why I wasn't feeling great for the last couple of years. It's like suffocating myself with horrible weight and all that. So anyway, that was time. Just time away from the scale. And like, was I shooting for 153 pounds? No. Do I even want to be there? I'm not sure. I don't know. I eat every day. I'm not anorexic or anything. But I don't know. Let's see where this journey takes me, I guess. But time is the number one factor when it comes to investment.